3, 2, 1, go! Shalom, shalom, shalom. I am your host, Elder Priest Sabal Alum. I am God's made man, and welcome to a late as hell edition of Friday Night Heat. Okay, now for this late edition of Friday Night Heat, I just want to say that I hope all the nation of Israel, I hope all of y'all had a wonderful and a blessed Shabbat, and just want to thank the Most High for allowing us to come through another Shabbat. And as always, I want to give a shout out to HOI. I want to give a shout out to the mother chapter, HOI New York, New Jersey, where it all started. I'd also like to give shout outs to HOI Philly, HOI DMV, HOI North Carolina, HOI Atlanta, HOI Alabama, HOI Chicago, HOI Detroit, HOI Milwaukee, HOI Memphis, HOI LA, HOI Vegas, HOI Seattle, and last but not least, our brothers and sisters on the other side of the pond, HOI London. And if there are any HOI camps that I did not call out by name, I just want to say, Bubba Kasha Salakia, please forgive me. But what that also means is that there's HOI is growing exponentially. If there are any HOI camps that I failed to mention. Also, I'd like to give shout outs to Sakari, WFI, Genesis, which is an offshoot of Sakari. And Genesis, when you think about it, is the spiritual grandchild of GMS. Give you a little bit of history. The brother Al-Azhar that started Sakari was originally from GMS. Al-Azhar, or Guerrilla Hebrew, he started Sakari, and then the brother Deacon Hakah, he left Sakari and begat Genesis. So that is how Genesis is the spiritual grandchild of Sakari. In any case, shout outs to Sakari, shout out to Genesis, shout out to WFI, Watchmen for Israel, Soldiers of Yahweh, Believers of the Way, Stream of Wisdom, Sons of Thunder, Children of the Promise, The Servants, The Saints, a new camp that's out here, Department of Corrections. Those brothers are based in Cincinnati. I want to give a shalom, and hopefully those brothers had a blessed Shabbat. I want to say shalom wa ashar Shabbat to them. I'd also like to give shout outs to, let me see anybody else. So we got Sakari, Watchmen for Israel, Genesis, Sons of Thunder, Soldiers of Yahweh, Believers of the Way, Department of Corrections, The Saints, The Servants, Stream of Wisdom. Like to give a shout out to Shield of Wisdom, brothers out there in Los Angeles. I'd also like to give a shout out to the Light of Zion, brothers down in Miami, Florida. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Lighthouse Israelites, brothers out there in California. And if I didn't mention your particular congregation by name, again, Bubba Kasha, please forgive me. But also, that does mean that Israel is growing exponentially. If I can't think of all the different camps out there. Now, also, if you have an Israelite congregation and you want me to mention the name of your congregation, just boom, hit me up on Instagram, Behold God's Made Man 73, get in my DMs, or leave me a comment on YouTube Sabalawalam, SABALLAIWALAYAM. Just go on the search bar on YouTube, type in Sabalawalam. Hopefully you'll like and subscribe. Leave me the name of your camp and I'll give you a shout out. Now, also, I'd like to give shout outs to All Purpose Trucking and Transport, LLC, Garrison Logistics, LLC, Israelite Trucking, LLC, as well as 144K Shirts and Sauces, Staffs for Israel. Hold up. First, I want to give a shout out to Elder Zabak. And with Elder Zabak, he might be out here selling wristbands, or he's selling high holy day calendars. We got Next t-shirts, life-size menorahs. You can get at him either on Kanai Zabak on Facebook, Zabak.Kanai on IG. And you can get at the brother now that the sun has gone down. If you want to get at the elder and you got something you want to purchase, something you want to pick up, you and he can talk and you take it from there. I'd also like to give a shout out to Elder Terah for his Let the Truth Be Told podcast. And all you got to do is go to YouTube, type in Elder Terah, and he'll have episodes of his podcast, Let the Truth Be Told. I want to get his name and I want to get his podcast out there. Elder Terah, Let the Truth Be Told. I'd also like to give a shout out to Captain Baruch. Captain Baruch of HOI New York, New Jersey. He's doing his thing. He's selling jewelry. I'd also like to give a shout out to Sister Yasharala. She's out there doing the truck driver thing, along with her husband, Yatai Yasharala. They're both truck drivers in this knowledge. She is selling wristbands, and she's also selling beard kits for the brothers. And Yatai is selling paintings, artwork, and other things. So, Israel, especially HOI, do whatever you can to support this couple in the truth. You can get at Yash, Black Pearl, BLAKPERL 197150. That's Instagram. Or on Facebook, Stephanie Greenfield. Common spelling, both names. And that's how you can contact the sister. Baruch, you can contact him at Baruch Yasharala on Instagram or Facebook. Just go to type in BaruchYasharala. You type that into the search bar on Facebook or Instagram, and you can holler at the brother, Captain Baruch of HOI New York, New Jersey. And I'd also, want to give a shout out to Brother Yakataz of the Saints. And he has his site on PayPal, The Brew Boutique, BREWBOUTIQUE, The Brew Boutique on PayPal. And that brother's selling wristbands, armbands. Again, you can do is go to PayPal, type in The Brew Boutique. You can speak to Yakataz, see if he got anything you interested in. You take it from there. I'd also like to give a shout out to Brother Nadiv of HOI, Illinois. Brother Nadiv is selling the vests as well as the armbands and the headbands. And he also has a cooking site called Guest Who's Cooking, GUEST. Brother Nadiv and his Guest Who's Cooking. You can get at him about that, and you and him can sit down. Y'all can talk about it, get you some of them turkey tips that they always talking about, or order you a plate of whatever. I'm sure the food is real, real good. But again, HOI and whatever other camps might watch this, whatever other congregations might watch this, but HOI especially, HOI all over America, all over the world. Let's come and support Brother Nadiv. And You can get at him on Instagram or Facebook. Just go to the search bar and type in Nadiv. Nadiv Asim Eze. That's how you can get in contact with the brother. But let's support our brother of HOI, Illinois. Now, also, I would like to shout out 144K Shirts and Sauces. The brother got excellent shirts and sauces, and you can go to Instagram and you can reach that brother through Instagram. 144 lowercase k Shirts and Sauces. No ampersand, it's the word and. 144K Shirts and Sauces. It's all one word. You get at the brother, take it from there. Also, Staffs for Israel. STAFFS, the number 4, Israel. And the brother makes very decorative and very ornate staffs that men can take with them to camp or to Pesach, which is in a few months, or whatever. Staffs for Israel. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to one of the first brothers that I shouted out when I started doing Friday Night Heat. Glorious and Warlike Apparel. That's glorious.and.warlike. And that brother is on Instagram, Glorious and Warlike Apparel, which is very appropriately named because the brother's stuff is fire. And you can go on the site on Instagram and you can check it out. I'd also like to give a shout out to Rayak's Tassels. That's RAYACH apostrophe S, Rayak's Tassels. And that's what you can type in either on Facebook or Instagram, Rayak's Tassels. You can type either one of those in and you take it from there. And you can see the sister got tassels. I think I heard that she had tassels that are named and colored after football teams. So she got green and white tassels, New York Jets. Black and yellow tassels, Pittsburgh Steelers. Blue and white, New York Giants, etc., etc., etc. Also, there's another sister, Mia's Tassels. The sister Mia. Mia's Tassels also on Facebook and Instagram. MIA''S Mia's Tassels. And the sister Mia also sells tassels. And you can get at her on Instagram. Just go to the search bar and type in Mia's Tassels. Also, 2 sisters that are working together, and I'd like to give them a shout out. That's the sister Alanaya. The sister Alanaya out of North Carolina. 613 is life. And you can reach her 613.is.life on Instagram. And the sister makes shirts and she makes aprons and all other types of clothing and accessories for brothers and or sisters in the nation. And she's working with Princess Davia of Davia's Royals. And her name is spelled Davias. Davia's Royals on Instagram. You go to Instagram, type in the search bar, Davias, Davia's Royals. And she makes accessories. And she also makes things like these hand towels. The one that I've had draped on my shoulder. She makes hand towels like this, and she makes mugs and all other sorts of accessories and things of that nature. You can get at DAVIA''S, Davia's Royals on Instagram. So you can get at her, and you can, see what she's got. I'm sure she's got something that you'll be interested in. And, again, let's support these brothers and sisters that are out here being entrepreneurs in the nation. I'd also like to give a shout out to Zuriel's Fashions, ZURIEL apostrophe S, Zuriel's Fashions on Instagram. And I'm not going to lie to you. The sister makes garments that are straight fire. The woman's garments are fire. And one thing I say is, daggone it, if I had the disposable income, I'd have no problem dropping 800, 900, even a stack for one of her garments, because they look that good. And that's Zuriel's Fashions, Zuriel''S, Zuriel's Fashions on Instagram. I'd also like to give a shout out to Rabaqua's Closet, the brother Deacon Shawapar, his rib, Allah. The sister makes garments, clothing for the women, clothing for the children. She's down there in Atlanta. And again, just type in Rabaqua's Closet, RABAQAH''S, Rabaqua's Closet. Get in touch with the sister. You and she can converse about what exactly it is you're looking for. Y'all take it from there. Support the sister and continue to support all of our entrepreneurs in the nation of Israel. And like I always say, if you have a business in the nation of Israel that you want me to give a shout out to, just go to YouTube, SABALLAIWLAYAM. That's Sabal Iwalam. Sabal Iwalam on YouTube, or Behold God's Made Man, the number 7, the number 3. That's all one word on Instagram. That's how you can get in touch with me and leave me the name of your business. And I will give you a shout out on a future broadcast of Friday Night Heat. And I do not charge for promotion. I don't charge the brothers and sisters to promote their business. I don't be on here like, well, I'll promote your business. Oh, yeah, by the way, here's my Cash App. No, I just want to get the names of brothers and sisters' businesses, because being an entrepreneur in this kingdom is rough. So I want to do my part to promote brothers and sisters' businesses and get their names out there in the nation. Also, before I forget, Sister Amina, the wife of Brother Kasaja, the sister's a travel agent. And you can reach her at I gotta be honest, I don't have her contact information right now, but I know that I always Sister Amina of HOI Philly. She's a travel agent, and you can go and you can speak to her about booking a trip to go somewhere, or about being a travel agent yourself. I don't have her information on me right now, but what y'all can do is refer back to past episodes of Friday Night Heat, and you can get Sister Amina's travel information. Not travel information. You can get her contact information. And again, whether you want to book a trip or you want to be a travel agent yourself, it can go either way. But whatever you want to do, please reach out to the sister, support her. Again, you can get her information by going back to prior episodes of Friday Night Heat, get her contact information, and take it from there. Now, we've gone through the acknowledgments and salutations. As always, Friday Night Heat. As always, Heataholics, remember to hydrate. This is Body Armor Dude Perfect. I know H2O is tried and true, and that's usually what I got when I'm up here, but this is what we working with right now. Body Armor Dude Perfect. And the thing of it is specifically geared and is specifically made to go along with a man's body chemistry. Now, one ingredient that something like that would need is zinc. And there's 50% of the recommended daily allowance for zinc in one of these bottles. And the reason why zinc is needed for male body chemistry is because fellas, getting enough zinc in your diet, fellas, helps keep your gun loaded. If y'all understand what I'm trying to say there. So, take a swig. Remember to hydrate. Now, let's get to it. When I do Friday night heats, sometimes we laugh and joke, have a little bit of fun. Sometimes I keep y'all up to date on current events and what's going on in America and the world. Sometimes I bring out a scripture or two and break those down. And from time to time, I share my life with y'all. And this is about to be one of those Friday night heats. I do hope I entertain. I do hope I edify. Now, Glorilla got a song out called Let Her Cook. But see, the thing about cooking is you can't just put some meat in a grill or put some vegetables in a pot and let them cook. Sometimes, and this is only done with meat, but sometimes when you want to let something cook, or you want to let somebody cook, when they want to cook, particularly when they want to cook some meat, what they do oftentimes is you got to take the meat and you got to let it marinate. And this particular Friday night heat, that's what I've been doing with this one. This particular Friday night heat has been marinating for quite some time. Let's get to it. I, Sabal Awalam, in all honesty, I am not with the whole agenda of female empowerment. I'm not with it. Basically because when it comes to this whole thing of female empowerment, personally, I think that the political system and the media in particular, when it comes to this whole narrative of the divine feminine, women's empowerment and female empowerment, honestly, and this is going to ruffle a whole lot of feathers, I honestly think that they're doing way too much. They are. Because in all honesty, a lot of this female empowerment that's spoken of comes at the expense of men. Now, let's start. Let's see where this whole thing, let's see where the seeds of this evil tree come from. I remember years ago being in my 20s and even earlier than that, they manufactured keychains that read the following, that there have been keychains that read as follows. Number one is, I can go from 0 to female dog in 3.5 seconds. I'm like, why would any woman think that it's a flex that she can go from 0 to Bravo, India, Tango, Charlie, Hotel in 3.5 seconds? That's really not a flex. And then they got another, I mean, really, you don't have enough control over your emotions that you can go from 0 to female dog in 3.5 seconds? You don't have enough you don't think you should have enough control over yourself to where that's really not an issue? Now, let me put up this disclaimer. To any women that might end up watching this Friday night heat, I realize that there are those of you to whom none of this applies. I'm well aware of that. And whatever references I might make, or whatever issues that I might address on this Friday night heat, this doesn't mean you. Again, when it comes to women, and to any women that might watch this, I do realize that there are quite a few of you, ladies, to whom none of this applies. But let's not digress. Another keychain I read said, men are like hardwood floors. Lay them right and walk all over them forever. And then let's get to the big one. A woman needs 4 animals in her life: a tiger in the bedroom, a jaguar in the garage, a mink in her closet, and a jackass to pay for it all. Wow. Really? And then it goes from the keychains to the t-shirts. You got t-shirts reading, "Boys are stupid, throw rocks at them." And any little girl that takes that advice, you throw a rock at a boy, and his sister comes and makes you one with the pavement, oh well. Or hell, he makes you one with the pavement, oh well. And again, another one, the future is female. And I mean, really, there is a very strong spirit of misandry that goes all through America these days. And on a lot of occasions, people think it's funny. But see, here's a few things that's not so funny. First of all, to all you feminists and to all you misandrists, the world that you're surrounded by, the world that you live so comfortably in, was built by men. Because a lot of y'all like to fantasize about what the world would be like without men in it. Such a world would be complete chaos. And for all you feminists out there, for all you misandrists out there, for all you women that hate men, if let's entertain that thought of a world without men in it. What would eventually happen is, first of all, give it a few months or a year, and y'all would just turn on each other. First of all. Secondly, nature demands a balance. The universe demands balance. That being said, there would be some of you women that would take on masculine characteristics just because the universe demands balance. There has to be a balance. You think that a world, a lot of y'all get on social media and you basically say that a world without men would be such a wonderful place. No, it wouldn't. And let's just keep it a stack. Fourth wave feminism, which is what we're dealing with right now. Fourth wave feminism is not about being equal to men. It doesn't have a damn thing to do with being equal to men. It's about being superior to men and dominating them. That's what fourth wave feminism is really all about. But nobody wants to say that. And the thing of it is, feminism is raging strong in this country, and the grand prize of feminism would have been if Kamala Harris got elected president of this country. These women would have lost their natural minds. They would have had no idea how to act if that would have been the case. If it would have been Kamala Harris being inaugurated as president one day next week, Monday. If Kamala Harris was getting ready to be inaugurated president the day after tomorrow, these feminist women wouldn't have known how to act. But it seems like every time Donald Trump is up for office, somebody's up in there talking about, "Ooh, Madam President." And the thing of it is, a lot of you so-called black women went for it. A lot of y'all so-called black women, again, if this isn't you, then it doesn't apply. A lot of you so-called black women drank the Kamala Harris Kool-Aid. When she had Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B shaking their behinds at her rally. The reason why she lost the election was because black folks could see right through that. Black folks could see that was her. Black folks could see it clearly that was her trying to pander for the black vote. Talking about she washes her collard greens in the bathtub. Ill. First of all. Secondly, she talking about she listened to Tupac in college. You graduated from Howard in 1988. Tupac didn't have his first album out until 1992. So, yeah, anachronism, anybody? And then Kamala Harris ain't even all the way black. Her mother is East Indian and her father is a Jamaican man that makes no apologies about the slave masters in his lineage. And she herself is married to a snowman. So how much of a vested interest could this woman possibly have in the so-called black community? But that would have been the reason why I talk about Kamala Harris to such an extensive level is because for fourth wave feminism, that would have been the grand prize. The election of Kamala Harris for president. And one strategy that the Democrats have picked up on to try to get our people behind them is just put somebody up there that isn't a white man. And I don't know why people were going for Kamala Harris, because it came out that while she was a district attorney in California, she was locking Negroes up like it was going out of style. So what do you think she would have been doing if she was elected president? Where she's taking federal bills and signing them into law. She's not making the laws. No, that's what the legislative branch does. The president is of the executive branch. They enforce the laws. The president doesn't make laws. You do have executive decisions and so forth and so on, but under normal circumstances, the Senate and the House of Representatives make the laws, and the president looks over it, and he signs it into law or vetoes it. Give y'all a little politics 101 right there. But the feminism grand prize would have been Kamala Harris being elected president, and the feminists all got mad because she lost. Well, I guess the future isn't female after all. And in all actuality, I really don't have to support the feminist. I don't have to support the feminist agenda or the female empowerment agenda now that I think about it, because I grew up in one of the most matriarchal institutions in America, the black church. Now, I mentioned that to somebody one time and they said, how you gonna say the black church is a matriarchal institution? Because the pastors of most black churches are men. Yes, the pastors of most black churches are men, but the congregation is an absolute minimum of 60% female. Pastor might be the figurehead for that church, but he gonna do what them women say. The reason why he gonna do what them women say is because he wants to buy that $2,000 or that $2,500 suit that he saw at Neiman Marcus with the $300 tie, the $400 shirt, and the $250 shoes. Pastor wants to buy that $4,000, that $5,000 outfit, that $4,000 or that $4,800, that $5,000 outfit that he saw at Neiman Marcus or Saks Fifth Avenue. Pastor is going to do what them women say to keep that collection plate full, because the mortgage on that 8-bedroom, 4-bathroom, mansion or mini mansion, either in Jersey or Long Island, the mortgage on that big old house is due. Pastor is going to do what them women say because the note on his Cadillac Escalade is due. The note on his wife's BMW X3 is due. The note on his son's Mercedes-Benz CL500 is due. And the note on his daughter's Lexus LS450 is due. So, because Pastor got all these financial obligations that he needs to keep up with, he gonna say what them women want to hear. Whether or not it's the truth according to the Bible is not an issue. And also, Rev wants to make sure that he doesn't say the wrong thing and lose his 501c3 tax exempt status. So he's going to say what the women want to hear when he gets in the pulpit Sunday morning. Pastor is not going to get in the pulpit and quote 1 Timothy 2:11 and 12. Or verse 12 where it says, "For I suffer not a woman to usurp authority over a man, but to be in silence." Nah, he's not going to bring out that scripture when Reverend Dr. Gloria Gundam from the Greater Gethsemane Light of the World, Order of the Cherubim and Seraphim, thoracolumbar scoliosis, type 2 diabetes, rock by the side of the road, rigor mortis Baptist Church is going to be the guest speaker. He's not going to quote Leviticus 11 and 7 or Deuteronomy 14 and 2. Because he knows they down in the basement selling pork chop dinners after service. Pastor is not going to quote Leviticus 18:22 or Leviticus 20:13 because he knows Sister Charlene is real generous with that collection plate. And Sister Charlene's son be coming to church every Sunday with his friend. So he don't want to stop Sister Charlene's generosity for that collection plate. He ain't going to say nothing about Sister Charlene's son or his friend. And nobody ever stopped to wonder why the biggest celebration in most black churches is Women's Day. It is. So I don't know why people are running around thinking that there needs to be this whole big push to empower women. Now, people will say to me like, "Oh," and you know, this is all historical fact. People will say to me, "Oh, there was times when women couldn't work, women couldn't vote, women couldn't own property, women couldn't have bank accounts." Now, I'm not going to deny that that's historical fact, but personally, I'm like, look, all of that by the time I was born, all of that was done away with. Everybody's on this big push to empower women and to enrich women. And look, listen here. This next part is my own personal opinion. So let me just state that. Everybody's on this big push to empower women and to enrich women and to advance women. And I'm sitting there looking at this like, they look to be doing just fine to me. And that was years ago. These days, everybody's talking about, oh, it's a whole lot of Delta Victor out here. It's a whole lot of femicide out here. It's a whole lot of this. It's a whole lot of that. Oh, what if somebody was like that with some, I said, look, I gotta be honest. Everybody's talking about all this stuff that goes on with women in America. And I gotta be honest. I gotta keep it a stack. That is not my reality. In my reality, the women in my family, the women I grew up around, I was never worried about some man violating them. Because the way they carried themselves, that was never an issue. So I'm looking around asking myself, yo, why is everybody bugging? And then the way these women like to brag about being strong and independent, and we the ones with all of the, you black men are behind. It's the women with all the degrees. Yeah, but it's also a lot of you black women that are going to Dubai and going to the United Arab Emirates, and y'all are letting these Arabs doodle on you. Y'all are letting these Arab men defecate on y'all. But nobody wants to talk. Well, actually, people, a lot of brothers do want to talk about that, but whether or not anybody wants to hear it is a whole different story. But here's a few more facts. Most of the people that go to war are men. That go to prison are men. Most of the people that are homeless are men. And most of the people that, how do I put this? Most of the people that cancel their own subscriptions to Life are men. I was on Facebook where somebody talked about, oh, black men get male privilege. And people might not agree with what I'm about to say, but damn it, I've never seen any male privilege. Other men might get male privilege, but as a so-called black man, no. I mean, really, we black men in America don't get male privilege because we're considered America's biggest threat. The powers that be, their greatest fear is black masculinity. And their greatest fear is the day we wake up and decide to come together as a force and as a unit. The day we decide to put all our differences aside and come together as a unit. That's what they're afraid of. And they know that if things were in their natural order, that's how it could happen. And I've also had to tell people, y'all love to push this narrative about how when little black boys are being raised by single mothers, they get coddled excessively and they get babied. And again, I don't know where y'all get that from, but that's just not my reality. I spent a lot of years of my life being with a single mother, and she definitely didn't do any of that. Where y'all get that from, who knows, but that's just not my reality. So I'm having a hard time understanding where these people are coming from. Black men do not get male privilege because we born with targets on our backs. They're out here trying to unalive as many of us as possible. You even had a YouTube channel. Woman's name was Cynthia G, where she said that if you're a black woman in America and you're pregnant, you go get an ultrasound and you find out the baby's gonna be a boy, you should abort your baby. This woman actually said that. And she got so disgusting with it that YouTube took her channel down. And then let's not forget in Barbershop Part 1, when Eve went to her exercise group and the women are in the group doing some type of exercise talking about he ain't ish, he ain't ish, he ain't ish. You the one that picked him, no. So Is it him not being ish, or is it your own lack of discernment? That's the question. But that's the thing about it. Everybody's focusing so much on women's empowerment that nobody gives a damn about men. And it's getting so bad that being born in America and having XY chromosomes is like a crime. But this is what nobody wants to talk about. This is what nobody wants to discuss. This right here, the misandry that goes on in America, this right here is the hot pink elephant in the room. And if there was not some type of conspiracy against men in this country, you would not have movements like MGTOW, Red Pill, Manosphere, etc., 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 etc. The reason why women are so angry at these movements online is because what a lot of this stuff is doing is teaching men game that women run. And the women are mad because, as they say in the street, it's effing up they hustle. These women don't want you to know that in order for you to get anywhere near her, you gotta do United States Marine Corps boot camp and swim the English Channel, learn the secret handshake, pledge Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, walk through the shadows at midnight, and walk across the Sahara Desert. You gotta do all of this to get to her. But the dude she really cares about, that doesn't do anything for her, this is the dude that got her climbing the walls every night. A lot of these women don't want men to know that that's how it is. But that's really how it is. And this female empowerment agenda, the way they're pushing it, is an attack on masculinity. And the reason why they want to destroy masculinity and take masculinity out of the way, they want to wipe the strong masculine men out of the way. They want to take the men out of the picture to make it that much easier to get to the women and the children. But most of these people are too dumb to realize that. That being said, I am your host, Elder Priest Sabal Iwalam. This has been a late as hell edition of Friday Night Heat. I want to say, Kwum Yashala, strength and honor. And I want to say shalom to HOI and to all of the brothers and sisters in the knowledge that are keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments as they're written in the scriptures to the best of their ability. And again, if you got a business that you want me to shout out, get in my comments, leave a comment, and I will shout you out on a future episode of Friday Night Heat. Whoever does sit down and watch this Friday Night Heat, I want to thank you in advance for doing so. Kwum Yashala, strength and honor, shalom, I'm out.